Hey family, and welcome back to the channel for another furniture makeover. On today I'll be transforming this dresser and I'm so excited because the end results are stunning. And also I took a vote here asking you all what color you thought I should choose, so I'm really excited for you to see what direction I ended up going in. But before we go any further, I want to introduce you all to a company named Curtarra. So they sent over their heavyweight linen curtains by the Sabrina collection. And if you're not familiar with Curtarra, they're a custom curtain brand that's known for truly simplifying your ordering process. So when you head over to their website, under custom curtains, you can shop by texture, function, space, even trend. But what I appreciate most is the measurement tool feature. So once you click there, you'll be met with a screen that allows you to insert just a couple of simple dimensions, and it's going to do all of the hard work for you. And this was perfect for me because if you've watched my last couple of videos, you would have heard me say how much I struggle with taking measurements. Okay, so I got mine in the double pinch pleat header, and I think it truly just elevates the look of these curtains. It's very high end, and also it has these adjustable clips, so you're able to raise or lower them to your liking. Okay, so I just want to show you guys what the space is looking like before, and then we're going to get into the after. I think this transformation is absolutely gorgeous. I could not be more pleased, and it was also just so timely because I completed my arch cabinet a few weeks ago, and this was the next thing on my list. So if you're looking for some curtains, please use my link and code for 20% off of your entire purchase. I'll have that down below in the description box for you, and thank you to Curtarra for partnering with me in today's video. All right, now jumping back into it, we got a lot to do, so buckle your seatbelt and let's go. First things first, I'm gonna remove the hardware. This one did have some pin nails at the top, so I had to use my flathead screwdriver to pry them out at the top. But once I got that done, I went ahead and numbered all of the drawers. There's a trim around the edge that connects the top drawer to the bottom drawer, so they're very specific to which space they go in. So once I got everything vacuumed out, it was time to use my TSP substitute and give them a good scrub down. But also, one of the drawers did have lining, and it was only in this one. Now, it left a sticky residue, and I really haven't taken the time to research how to remove that. If anyone knows, please let me know down below. But my hack is to always just add lining to the drawers whenever they're sticky, and I just cover it right back up. Also, I just want to chime in and answer a question that I get quite often, which is why do you take the time to clean your furniture before you sand it? Why not just sand all of the dirt and grime away? Well, essentially, it won't be going away. It will just be sanded into the furniture, which is never a good practice when you want flawless results because over time, this could just affect your paint finish. Okay, so I was super excited to have found my drawer measuring tool. I actually have been wanting to use it, but my workshop is chaos right now. And it just turned up and I was so grateful because especially with these drawers, just the way they're built, like I was telling you guys earlier with that trim, it really complicated the measuring process. So this really ensured that I got a perfect alignment from top and bottom. And I'm truly grateful. And shout out to whoever got this for me off of my Amazon wish list. It was a few years ago, but girl, I appreciate you. Okay, now here what I'm trying to show you is these drawers do have a single hole, which is what I need. However, they're not aligned perfectly in the center. And oftentimes I will see furniture flippers kind of bypass that. And I just think that it really needs to be centered. At least my preference is that it's centered. So I'm going to take that additional time to remeasure these holes. And I'm so grateful that I did. I think it really makes a difference in the final results. Okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and add my Bondo to plug the old hardware holes. Now, usually I would have already done this step, but in this case, I was using the existing hardware holes to measure my new hardware holes, but that was before I had found my measuring tool. So I did it in reverse, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna get done. And going forward, I've been thinking about trying the wooden dowel method to plug my holes. If any of you know what I'm talking about, if you've tried it, let me know how you like it. I'm just thinking of ways I can elevate my craft and make things look even more flawless. So that's been on my heart, but let me know how you like that method down below. Next, I'm going to do all of my scuff sanding. I always use a 120 grit sandpaper for that. However, on the top of the dresser, I'm going to use an 80 grit to start, just because as you have seen, the top of the dresser needed a lot of work. It wasn't in the best condition. So after I'm done sanding for today, I have one last step to do, but I am getting tired. I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that I have a babysitter on today, but we need to wrap things up. Also, really quickly, I had noticed there were some cracks in the corners of the dresser and I wanted that to be filled in. I've seen it done with caulk. Caulk is not really my friend, y'all. I'm going to be honest. I love Bondo though. So I used some Bondo here. I'm going to sand that down the next day, I think. I think it was the next day, but just know the cracks got filled. Okay, so I was all excited because I thought I was done. And then I remembered I had to replace one of the drawer tracks and it has to get done. At least half of it needs to get done today so it could be dried up and ready to go the next day. So let me show you my method. I have other videos where I explain this more in detail and in better examples, but as you know, I'm getting tired, so this is kind of what happens when I'm tired. So here's the current drawer track. It looks all chewed up. I got that removed. And then I'm going to take this drawer track that I got from Amazon and I'm just going to attach it using wood glue. I thought about adding one brad nail, but I don't think it actually needs it now that it's said and done. So I'm going to remove the metal track that's at the bottom of the drawer. I'm going to measure my Amazon track and cut it down on my miter saw. Okay, I thought I included that, but I couldn't find the clip, so I guess I didn't. So I made that cut, and then I'm just going to take some wood glue and very heavily apply it to the track. Now, I typically like to slide the slide into the track because I feel like it shrinks if you don't. Now, granted, it's still shrunk, but the last time I did it without putting the slide in, I feel like it shrunk even more so. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the drawer in place. Really a step that I don't think is necessary. Usually I would put glue on the actual dresser so that the slide part can also be attached. I honestly think I was just so tired that I completely forgot about that. But I put the drawer in place. I even put some weights inside to make sure it was nice and tight and weighed down. Okay, so here I am the next day taking it apart, looking at it, seeing where we are. I did notice there was a little bit of sticking, so I did some sanding on that drawer track, and then I went ahead and finished all of my scuff sanding. So once you've completed all of your scuff sanding, you're going to want to wipe away all of your sanding dust with just plain water. As you can see, I have a little helper here on today, and she was really enjoying the water. She loves the water, you guys. And I'm really amazed at just how much she's grown, how smart she is. This girl is, and I'm not being biased. This baby's smart, y'all. She can count. She can recognize a whole bunch of colors. She's saying a new word every day, but she really is just so sweet and she truly cracks me up. This is my girl. I can't wait until she's really able to get out here and really work with me. I believe that she's going to have an eye for design and I'm just really excited. But after I cleaned it, it's time to address this dreaded drawer track. Okay. And honestly though, this time it wasn't as bad. Normally I've had some really bad experiences with drawer tracks. This one I'm not mad. So I went ahead and put some glue on the dresser itself and that way the drawer slide will stick. But the key is to actually put the drawer slide in the track so you can make sure it's in the right spot. That's the key. This can be off a centimeter and it's going to throw everything off. So put the slide in the track, put the drawer in the dresser, and put some weights in there, and you should be good to go. Okay, so I'll be honest, it did shrink even more so, and it was kind of a lot of sanding, but I'm just gonna show you just a snippet of me getting this sanded, and once you just kind of keep checking and sanding and checking and sanding, eventually you'll get a smooth slide. So I'm also gonna add some wood wax to the slides, but for the most part, I think we're good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add some primer, and I'm rolling it on today, and I'm actually using a Dollar Tree store roller. It got the job done, but honestly, going forward, I think I'm going to stick to spraying my primer. I like the finish that I get much better. Okay, sometimes there are roller marks that really don't get sanded away, and you really have to look for them sometimes, but all of those little details really bother me. So going forward, I'm going to continue to spray my primer. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. Ooh, okay. I forgot about this part. So I got a Wagner sprayer. This is the Flexio 2500, and I'm gonna be kind of going back to my roots. I actually started with a Wagner sprayer, but listen, we're not gonna talk about when I started because that's a whole story. Okay, just know that as of today, me using this Wagner sprayer, listen, we go together. Okay. There was a time when we didn't, but it got the job done and it did a good job doing it. So it's really simple and to the point. I don't really have a whole lot to say. There's only a few triggers that you can adjust, which is how much fluid, which is you have one or two, and then you can adjust the fan pattern. But I was very pleased. There was not a lot of overspray, and I love the fact that this strainer fits really good into this paint cup. I usually have issues with that and paint running over my strainer, and didn't have any issues there. So I did have to do a couple of coats, which is normal. I just want to emphasize that because after you see this first coat, you'll probably think I did something wrong or something, my settings are off. But normally, anytime I use this color, which I forgot, we got to talk about the color. But anytime I use this color, the first coat always looks absolutely crazy. I don't know what it is about this color. I don't think other paints do that, I guess because it's so dark, but it looks really insane. But after I got the second coat on there, everything was good to go. But yes, I decided to go with a dark green color. I will put the color name on the screen and in the description box. But the reason I chose to go with the moody green is because ultimately, you guys, I really didn't want to spend any money. And I was like, how can I do this makeover with stuff that I already have? And then so from there, I went through my garage, I went through my hardware, all of the things, and that's when I found this green color. I found two different greens, and I asked my husband which one he thought, light green or dark green. He said dark green. I was actually leaning towards light green, but ultimately I ended up here. And after I decided that, though, I was like, well, let me ask my audience the same question. And yeah, so I kind of already had this in mind because I didn't want to spend any money, but it was between two different greens for me, and I went with this one, and I'm so pleased with the results. However, I do want to branch off and try the plum color at some point, but yes, that's how we ended up here, you guys. Okay, so now as we're nearing the end of the video, I just have to line the top 3 drawers. I mentioned earlier that one of the drawers were sticky, so this is how I'm going to combat that. And I got this on Amazon. I will link it down below for anyone that is interested, as well as all of my other supplies. Now let's take a look at where we started, and we're gonna get into the reveal. Thank you all so much for watching today. I truly hope you enjoyed this dresser makeover. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to check out Curtarra and use my link and code for 20% off of your purchase. I'll see you guys in my next one.